Ever notice how the most successful people seem impatient? They don't wait for opportunities. They don't sit around hoping things will work out. They move fast, break things, and take what they want while everyone else is still planning. So what do they know that you don't? I am about to tell you something that contradicts everything you've ever been taught. The reason your life isn't where you want it to be isn't because you haven't waited long enough. It is because waiting is the very thing that is destroying your chances. Every day you spend being patient is another day your dreams slip further away. Good things come to those who wait. That is what they told you, right? Be patient. Trust the process. Your time will come. You know what that advice really is? It is a sedative designed to keep you docile while others take everything you want. It is a lie that benefits everyone except you. Here is what is really happening while you are being patient. Someone less talented than you is getting the promotion because they asked for it. Someone less qualified is landing your dream client because they reached out first. Someone with half your potential is living the life you want because they refuse to wait for permission. But there is a brutal truth that the most powerful people throughout history have understood. A truth Machiavelli himself wrote about when advising rulers on how to seize and maintain power. A truth that separates those who achieve from those who merely dream. By the end of this video, you'll understand why patience has been weaponized against you. Why the advice to wait is actually keeping you poor, powerless, and perpetually behind. And most importantly, how to stop waiting and start taking what is yours before it is too late. Are you ready to stop being patient and start being powerful? Drop this affirmation in the comments. I refuse to wait. Number 1. The lie you've been told about patience. Let's start by exposing the biggest scam ever sold to ambitious people. The idea that patience is a virtue. This isn't wisdom, it is programming. And it was designed to keep you exactly where you are. Think about who benefits when you are patient. Your boss benefits because you don't ask for raises. Your competitors benefit because you don't act on opportunities. The system benefits because you stay in your lane and don't cause problems. Everyone benefits from your patience except you. The patience myth was created by people who already have power to keep power away from people who don't. It is a psychological cage that makes you police yourself. You don't need guards when you've convinced someone that waiting is noble and action is reckless. Machiavelli once said, "There is nothing more difficult to take in hand, more perilous to conduct, or more uncertain in its success, than to take the lead in the introduction of a new order of things." He understood that those in power want you to wait, because your waiting protects their position. Here is the brutal reality. Every successful person who tells you to be patient became successful by being impatient. They moved when others hesitated. They grabbed opportunities others thought they should wait for. They broke the rules they now tell you to follow. The patience you've been practicing isn't a virtue. It is a virus. It infects your ambition and turns it into complacency. It transforms your hunger into acceptance. It converts your drive into drift. And every day it goes untreated. Your potential shrinks while others expand into the space you should be occupying. Look at your life honestly. How many opportunities have you missed because you were waiting for the right time? How many chances have passed because you were being patient? How many dreams have died because you believed they would come to you if you just waited long enough? Drop this affirmation in the comments. Patience is poison. Number 2. The hidden cost of waiting. Here is something that is going to hit you like a punch to the gut. Every moment you spend waiting has a cost. Not just the time itself, but the compounding opportunity cost of what that time could have built. Think about compound interest for a moment. $1 invested today is worth far more than $1 invested 10 years from now. The same principle applies to action. An action taken today compounds into results that dwarf whatever waiting produces. When you wait a year to start your business, you are not just losing a year. You are losing all the lessons, connections, and momentum that year of action would have created. You are losing the second-year results that would have built on the first year. You are losing the entire trajectory that early action initiates. Robert Greene wrote, "Never waste valuable time or mental peace of mind on the affairs of others. That is too high a price to pay. But the highest price you pay isn't on others' affairs. It is on your own waiting. Every moment of patience costs you exponentially more than you realize." Here is a calculation that should terrify you. Take the goal you've been patiently waiting to pursue. Now calculate how much further along you'd be if you'd started when you first thought about it. That gap between where you are and where you could be, that is the true cost of your patience. The people who succeed aren't the ones who wait for perfect conditions. They're the ones who create conditions through action. While you are waiting for the market to be right, they're learning the market by participating in it. While you are waiting to feel ready, they're becoming ready by doing the thing. Machiavelli observed, "Whosoever desires constant success must change his conduct with the times. The times don't wait for you. Markets shift, opportunities close. Windows slam shut, and every moment you spend being patient is a moment the world moves on without you." The most expensive thing you own isn't your house or your car. It is your time. And patience is the practice of spending that irreplaceable resource on nothing. It is writing blank checks with your life, expecting them to somehow cash themselves later. Drop this affirmation in the comments. My time is finite. Number 3. The psychology of delay. Let's dig into why waiting feels so comfortable, even when it is destroying you. Understanding this psychology is the first step to breaking free from it. Your brain is wired for two things above all else: avoiding pain and conserving energy. Taking action involves both pain and energy. Waiting involves neither. So your brain, in its primitive wisdom, constantly nudges you toward waiting. This is why waiting feels wise when it is actually weak. Your brain disguises avoidance as prudence. It calls fear patience. It labels procrastination as planning. Every time you choose to wait, your brain rewards you with a small hit of relief. You didn't have to face the scary thing. You are safe for another day. But here is what your brain doesn't show you: the cumulative cost of all those small reliefs. Each moment of waiting comfort adds up to a lifetime of unrealized potential. The safety you feel today becomes the regret you carry tomorrow. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Never value anything as profitable that compels you to break your promise. Lose your self-respect. Hate any man suspect, curse, act the hypocrite, or desire anything that needs walls or curtains." Waiting is a broken promise to yourself. Every day of patience is a day you've betrayed your own ambitions. The psychology of delay also involves magical thinking. You believe that somehow, someday, the right moment will arrive. The stars will align. You'll feel ready. The fear will disappear. This is fantasy. The right moment is created, not awaited. People who achieve understand that motivation follows action, not the other way around. They don't wait to feel ready. They act, and readiness develops through the acting. They don't wait for confidence. They build confidence through accumulated action. Your patience is a sophisticated procrastination dressed in virtue's clothing. Strip away the noble language, and what do you have? Fear, avoidance. The primitive brain's successful manipulation of your higher ambitions. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Action creates readiness. Number 4. The ruthless mathematics of time. Now let's talk about something that should keep you up at night: the brutal mathematics of your remaining time and what patience is costing you in real terms. Let's assume you live to 80. If you are 30, you have roughly 50 years left. That sounds like a lot until you break it down. Factor in sleep, and you lose 17 of those years. Factor in work you don't love, and you lose another 15. Factor in obligations and maintenance, and you lose another 10. What you are left with is maybe 8 years of actual discretionary time, 8 years to pursue your dreams, 8 years to build your legacy, 8 years of real living, and you are spending it waiting. Now consider this. The energy and capacity you have today will never be higher than it is right now. Tomorrow you'll be older, slightly slower, fractionally less capable. The mathematics of decline starts now. Every day of waiting is a day spent with declining resources waiting to use them. Machiavelli wrote, "Make no small plans, for they have no power to stir the soul. But small plans still beat no plans executed, and plans executed with declining capacity still beat perfect plans waiting for impossible conditions." The mathematics get even more ruthless when you consider opportunity windows. Most opportunities have expiration dates. Markets change, industries evolve. Technologies become obsolete. The chance you are patiently waiting for might not exist in 5 years. Think about how many people were patiently preparing to enter industries that no longer exist. How many were waiting for the right moment in markets that shifted beneath their feet? How many had perfect plans for worlds that changed before they acted? The mathematics of time punish patience and reward action. Every year of action compounds into capability, connections, and momentum. Every year of patience compounds into nothing except reduced time and capacity to act later. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Time punishes waiting. Number 5. The action advantage. Now let's talk about what happens when you stop waiting and start moving. The action advantage is real, measurable, and compounds faster than anything patience produces. Here is what happens when you take action while others wait. First, you learn faster. Every action produces feedback. Every failure teaches lessons. Every attempt builds capability. While patient people are theorizing, actors are learning from reality. Second, you attract resources. Money flows to movement. Opportunities cluster around action. People want to help those who are already helping themselves. No one invests in someone who is waiting. Everyone invests in someone who is moving. Robert Greene observed, "Always make those above you feel comfortably superior. In your desire to please and impress them, do not go too far in displaying your talents, or you might accomplish the opposite, inspire fear and insecurity." But this assumes you are playing within their system. Action lets you create your own system where you are not beneath anyone. Third, you build momentum that patient people can never match. Success compounds. Each win makes the next win easier. Each connection creates more connections. Each capability enables more capabilities. But this compound growth only starts with action. Fourth, you eliminate competitors through mere persistence. Most people who start something quit. If you simply keep acting while others hesitate, you'll outlast the majority of your competition by default. Patient people eliminate themselves. Actors inherit their space. Machiavelli wrote, "Men rise from one ambition to another. First they seek to secure themselves against attack, and then they attack others." You can't rise when you are waiting. Rising requires movement, securing requires action, attacking requires initiative. None of this happens through patience. The action advantage creates a gap that widens daily. While you are being patient, actors are accumulating advantages that make future competition increasingly impossible. Every day you wait, the catch-up becomes harder. Eventually, it becomes impossible. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Movement creates momentum. Number 6. Strategic impatience. Now here is where it gets tactical. I am not telling you to be reckless. I am telling you to be strategically impatient. There is a difference between chaos and calculated aggression. Strategic impatience means compressing timelines deliberately. If you are planning to start a business in 2 years, ask yourself, why not 2 months? If you are waiting until you are ready to have a difficult conversation, ask, why not today? Challenge every delay. Strategic impatience means bias toward action over information. You'll never have perfect information. Waiting for certainty is waiting forever. Act on sufficient information. Adjust as you learn. Progress beats perfection. Sunday Tzu wrote, "In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity." The strategically impatient see opportunity where patient people see chaos. They enter uncertain situations knowing uncertainty contains potential that patience never accesses. Strategic impatience means treating speed as a competitive advantage. The fast beat the slow far more often than the smart beat the dumb. While your competitor is perfecting their presentation, you've already had 3 meetings. While they're planning their launch, you've already pivoted twice. Strategic impatience means default yes to action, default no to waiting. When you are unsure whether to act or wait, act when you are unsure whether to speak or stay silent. Speak when you are unsure whether to advance or hold. Advance. The bias toward action wins more than it loses. But strategic impatience also knows when patience serves a purpose. You are patient with processes, not with starting them. You are patient with growth, not with beginning it. You are patient with results, not with action. The difference is crucial. Machiavelli understood this when he wrote, "Whoever wishes to foresee the future must consult the past, for human events ever resemble those of preceding times." History shows that action beats patience overwhelmingly. The strategically impatient learn from this pattern. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Speed is my strategy. Number 7. Breaking the waiting habit. Now let's get practical. How do you actually stop waiting and start acting when patience has been your default mode for years? It starts with understanding that waiting is a habit, and habits can be broken. First, identify your waiting triggers. What excuses do you use to delay action? Not enough money, not enough time, not the right moment, not feeling ready. Write these down. See them for what they are. Sophisticated procrastination disguised as wisdom. Second, create action deadlines instead of waiting timelines. Instead of waiting until you have enough money, give yourself 30 days to start with what you have. Instead of waiting until you feel ready, give yourself 1 week to act despite feeling unready. Third, use the 2-minute rule. If an action can be started in 2 minutes, start it immediately. Don't add it to a list. Don't schedule it for later. Don't think about whether you are ready. Just begin. Most waiting is just resistance to beginning. Robert Greene wrote, "Never seem to be in a hurry. Hurrying betrays a lack of control over yourself and over time. But seeming unhurried is different from actually waiting. Act with urgency internally while projecting calm externally. Speed and serenity are compatible." Fourth, surround yourself with actors. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If those people are waiters, you'll wait. If those people are actors, you'll act. Choose your circle based on their relationship with action. Fifth, celebrate imperfect action. Your brain has been trained to wait for perfection. Retrain it to celebrate progress. Did you take an action even though it wasn't perfect? Good. That is exactly what success looks like. Imperfect progress beats perfect paralysis every time. Machiavelli advised, "It is better to act and repent than not to act and regret." The pain of action is temporary. The pain of inaction is permanent. Choose the temporary pain. It leads somewhere. Waiting leads nowhere. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Imperfect action beats perfect waiting. Number 8. The transformation begins now. Here is what happens when you actually stop waiting and start acting. When you break the patience programming that has held you back. When you embrace strategic impatience as your new operating system, everything changes. First, you'll feel uncomfortable. That discomfort is the feeling of growth. It is the sensation of becoming someone new. Patient people are comfortable and stagnant. Actors are uncomfortable and evolving. Choose evolution. Second, some people will criticize you. They'll call you impatient, like it is an insult. They'll say you are rushing. They'll tell you to slow down. These are people who have made peace with waiting. They need you to wait with them so they don't feel bad about their own inaction. Third, you'll start accumulating wins faster than you thought possible. Each action creates options. Each attempt builds capability. Each failure teaches lessons that waiters never learn. The momentum builds faster than patience ever could. Fourth, opportunities will start coming to you. The universe rewards movement. Doors open for people who are already walking. Sitting still attracts nothing. Moving attracts everything. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." The same applies here. Waste no more time thinking about what you should do it. The gap between intention and action is where dreams go to die. Fifth, you'll become someone who others want to follow. Leaders don't wait. They move, they decide, they act. By becoming an actor in your own life, you become someone worthy of leading others. The transformation from waiter to actor isn't instant. You'll slip back into patience sometimes. You'll find yourself making excuses. You'll catch yourself waiting for conditions that don't require waiting. That is normal. Just notice it, stop it, and act. Machiavelli wrote, "The wise man does at once what the fool does finally." Don't be the person who acts only after waiting has cost them everything. Act now. Act today. Act with whatever resources, readiness, and capability you currently possess. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I transform through action. The world is divided into two types of people: those who wait for their lives to happen and those who make their lives happen. Patient people write wishes. Actors write histories. Patient people dream about the future. Actors create it. If you've made it this far, you are already different from the masses who couldn't handle hearing that their patience is a prison. Most people need to believe waiting is virtuous because they're too afraid to act. But you are still here, which means you are ready. You are ready to stop waiting for permission and start giving it to yourself. Ready to stop waiting for perfect conditions and start creating conditions through action. Ready to stop waiting for your life to begin and start beginning it yourself. The principles we've covered today: exposing the patience lie, understanding the true cost of waiting, recognizing delay psychology, confronting time mathematics, leveraging the action advantage, developing strategic impatience, and breaking the waiting habit. These aren't just ideas. They're a complete reprogramming of how you approach your life. Machiavelli once said, "Never was anything great achieved without danger." The danger here isn't action. The danger is waiting while your potential expires, your opportunities close, and your life passes without the impact you are capable of making. Your future self isn't waiting for you to be patient. They're begging you to act now. They're screaming across time for you to stop waiting and start building the life they want to inherit. The only question is whether you'll listen or let another day of patience steal another piece of your potential. If this video destroyed the lie that patience is a virtue, smash that like button. If you know someone who has been waiting too long to start living, share this with them. And if you want more content that tells you what you need to hear instead of what feels comfortable, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now drop this final affirmation in the comments. I act now. Remember, in a world full of patient people waiting for their turn, the one who refuses to wait takes everything. Be that person. Stop waiting. Start taking. And watch how everything in your life transforms when you finally realize that patience isn't a virtue. It is a cage, and you have the key. Because here is the final truth nobody tells you. The patient people who made it, they weren't actually patient. They were taking action the entire time they appeared to be waiting. They were building while others rested, moving while others hesitated, creating while others consumed. The myth of patient success is just that. A myth. Every overnight success was years of action disguised as waiting. Every sudden breakthrough was preceded by countless unseen attempts. The patient-looking people were the most impatient actors of all. So the choice before you now is simple. Continue waiting and watch your potential decay. Or start acting and watch your potential multiply. Continue being patient and remain exactly where you are. Or embrace strategic impatience and begin the compound growth that transforms everything. What is it going to be?